Basic Microsoft Word course, Lesson 3, Guide to Word. In this lesson we're going to begin our own guide to Word, which we will add to after each new feature has been presented. This means that you'll have personal notes to remind you how to do things. It'll also mean by writing them down you're revising those particular topics. And while doing this, we'll also further practice your skills in Word. If we just look at the accompanying website, select the Word lessons, Lesson 3, and this is the one that we'll be working through. As an aside, if you want to see a list of all the skills that will be covered in this course, select the List of Word Processing Skills button, and it'll take you to a whole list of all the topics that we will cover. Okay, back to the lesson. With regard to the guide, the skills that we've covered so far have been tabs and tab stops, indents, line spacing and remove space after paragraph, centering, and header and footer. We're going to create our guide using screenshots and annotations. So the start of it should look something like this. Okay, so let's get started. If you launch Microsoft Word, we'll start off inserting the header. So, insert. In the header and footer section, header. We'll go for a blank one with 3 columns. And in here, select the new header and footer tab which has appeared across the top menu. Document info, author. In the centre of the header we want the title, which is going to be My Guide to Word. And then we want to close the header with header and footer, close header and footer. Okay, now let's put in some titles. How to use tabs, how to use indents, how to use line spacing, how to remove space after paragraphs, how to use centering, and how to use headers and footers. Okay, let's format them. So select them. Let's make them bold and underlined. Then click away to deselect. Okay, in the How to Use Tabs section, we now want to insert a screenshot along with annotations. Okay, the two things we could do with showing are firstly how to turn the ruler on and off, which would be View, and then checking this box here. So let's take a screenshot, so find the Print Screen button on your keyboard. This will take a copy of your screen or screens, which will then be available for pasting. So select the position that you'd like the screenshot, then right mouse button, and then paste. Once it's in place, we can then crop it. So let's zoom in. So that's the Control key on your keyboard and then the mouse wheel forward. Select the screenshot, right click, and one of the options is crop. We're now going to crop it. So let's take out the bits we don't want. And then press enter. If we select it, we can then resize it. Next, let's prepare an annotation. To do this, insert, shapes. I'm going to go for this one. Let's get it ready before we position it. So, left mouse to anchor it, and lift the left mouse to finish the shape. The words we want are this checkbox turns the ruler on and off. Okay, let's make some changes now. I'm going to select the text and make it black. I'm going to select the shape, go for shape options. The fill, I want no fill. And for the line, a solid line, colour red, and width 1.5. Let's resize it, and then put it in position. Just to tidy things up, if we select the shape again, we can then extend the arrow to the desired position. Once the ruler has been selected, we can then show how to use tabs. We have the ruler available. Let's put in some tab stops, and then let's take a screenshot. So again, print screen. Select where we want to place the screenshot, right-click, and then paste. To crop it, right-click, select crop, and let's take out the parts of the image that we don't want. Then press enter, and now select it and resize it. Okay, save having to create my rounded rectangle again. Let's select the rounded rectangle we did above. Right-click, copy, select further down the page, and paste. Now select it and position it over one of the L's. And then resize. Select it again. Right-click, copy, paste, and let's move this one over the other L. I could do with a bit more space above this screenshot, so select above it, press enter. Now let's take the call out we prepared earlier, select it, right click, copy, and paste. Let's put it in position, and then let's change the text. So select it. If you click on the ruler, it inserts a tab stop, open brackets, which looks like a, and then put in a capital L. Right, we can't see all of that, so let's make the box a little larger. And I can put on my closing bracket. Okay, we could do with a little explanation as to how to move to the next tab stop. So let's insert some text. To move the text to the next tab stop, comma, you press tab on the keyboard. Okay, we don't want this font to be the same format as the titles, so let's select it, take off the bold, take off the underline, and let's make it a little smaller, size 10. Okay, let's zoom out and see what it looks like. I'll get rid of any extra lines by pressing delete. And now your job, using the same skills of annotation and manipulating screenshots, is to finish off this document explaining how to use indents, how to use line spacing, removing space after paragraphs, centering, and headers and footers, and all of these have been covered in the previous 2 lessons. Okay, wishing you the best of luck with this, and I look forward to seeing you next time when we'll get a little bit more practice with the skills we've developed so far. Okay, I look forward to seeing you then.